Hi, I'm Phil, and welcome to my Bookshelves of Shame. Wait, is there no Festivity 365 intro? Oh wait, does that mean this isn't a Festivity 365 video? I'm actually doing a non-Festivity 365 video in 2017? Amazing. Safe to say my Festivity 365 challenge, where I've been celebrating a different holiday of some kind every day of the year, has taken up majority of my spare time so far in 2017, but I am determined that I shall release at least one non-festivity video per month. I managed to do that in January. I did have a couple of videos in January, time-lapse TARDIS and a video I did with my sister. Did both of those in January, and this is my February one. My bookshelves of shame. What are bookshelves of shame, I hear you ask? Probably. Well, just to set the record straight, it doesn't mean my bookshelves are full of porn. That's somewhere else. No, the shame comes from the fact that my bookshelves are so full of books that I just haven't read. It's like a disease. I'm addicted to buying them or getting them or collecting them from various places. Get given some for free, or I just pick them up really cheap at bookshops and charity shops, and I will never read them all probably, but I keep getting them. That's compounded by the fact that I have the smallest amount of bookshelf space I've had since I was at uni now. We moved house a year and a half ago, and in the old house we used to have bookshelves in most rooms. Don't have room for one in the bedroom anymore. The one in the living room has been taken over by my daughter's books. All I've got left is a couple of bookshelves in the spare room now, one of which is behind me. But I do have an awful lot of books up in the loft, and some at work. Probably still some at some parents as well. And I would say a good 90% of those I have never read. So this is my confession. I have so many books I haven't read. So I'm going to show you what's on my bookshelf and see how many of them exactly I've read. We'll run through these ones here. We might go through the ones at the loft. Might even have a look at the ones on my desk at work. And yeah, see how shameful my bookshelves really are. We get started. This bookshelf has a quite obvious 3-tier system to it. Every shelf has a different function. Top shelf, plays. Middle shelf, Doctor Who. Bottom shelf, other fantasy fiction. As you can see, a lot of plays. I do a lot of amateur theatre stuff, and I really enjoy just reading plays as well. So I often pick them up either when I see them for free, either when they come into work, or just pick them up cheap, or even sometimes full price if I see them and I really want to read a play, or I have to buy them because I'm in them or directing them, one or the other. Right, let's have a look. I'm stepping out. I've directed that, so I've definitely read that one. Last Tango and Little Grimly, I've been in that, read that one. Importance of Being Earnest, not read, no. Santa in Space, the pantomime. Yes, it's as bad as you think it sounds, and I've read it. Not only have I read it, I've been in it. I was apparently fifth boy. One of my few solo lines. Can you tell a joke? Streetcar Named Desire, I've been in that. A couple of books and monologues for men, I'm flicking through that. Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, I've got 3 copies of Cat on a Hot Tin Roof. Why the hell do I have 3 copies of Cat on a Hot Tin Roof? I don't know. I've been in it. Shakespeare, Richard II, no, Oedipus trilogy. The Theban trilogy by Sophocles, ancient Greek. Had to read those for A-level drama and for A-level classical civilizations. Talk of the City. I bought this in a charity shop. I haven't finished reading it yet. I've got about halfway through, but I bought it because it's set in the place I work, Broadcasting House. No. Yes, The Resistible Rise of Arturo Ui. Oops. This is a fantastic play, and oh so relevant to current world events. Oh so relevant. It's basically, it's written by Bertolt Brecht, and he was a German guy playwright. He wrote this at the time, just after Hitler came to power, and it's about Hitler's rise to power, but it's transposed to the Chicago gangsterland, and Arturo Ui is basically the Hitler character. It's all about how he was able to rise to power, and I think that's very topical at the moment. Everyone should either read or see a production of that. Very old book of plays. No, I haven't read that. So You Want to Be a Playwright? No, not read that. So I've read 32 out of the 69 plays that I have on this shelf. So already doing quite badly, only about half, just under half of what I've counted so far. Next shelf down. Doctor Who, and this is only a fraction of my Doctor Who collection. I have hundreds of Doctor Who books up in the loft. Where shall we start? Let's start with the ones on top. These are 8th Doctor books, and I have read that one. I think I've read that one, and I have not read that one. Plague of the Cybermen, read that. Dalek Generation is the best Dalek book. I think this is the best novel that has been written about the Daleks, and it's written by the guy who voices them in the new TV series, Nicholas Briggs, so he knows them very well. This one I have read, and you can see me and my sister do a review of it on her channel if you want to. I'll put a card above. I have not read any of these short trips stories at all by Big Finish. Quick reads, you know, if I hadn't read this, how thin is it? I would be really, this would really be a bookshelf of shame. Ah, the fantasy shelf. Okay, this is the next book I need to read in the Song of Ice and Fire series, aka the Game of Thrones series. Dance of Dragons 1, Dreams of Dust. This is where I'm up to in the novel series, so I need to get onto that soon. These, I love these, this author. Trudy Canavan, and she writes the Black Magician trilogy, which for any fantasy fans I would definitely recommend checking out, because they're really good. They're really engaging. The writing is not too simple, but it's also very engaging. I would definitely recommend those. I've read the first trilogy, Black Magician trilogy, book 1, 2 and 3. There's a sequel trilogy, the Traitor Spy trilogy, which I have not read. I started the Silmarillion, but I'm sorry, that is one painful book to read. And I have not read any of these, but they are Emily's. I might read them one day, we'll see. 8 out of 15 on that shelf, so slightly over half. Marvel Encyclopedia, flicked through. This book's a couple of books that are Emily's, so I can ignore those. Okay, some fiction here. The Understudy by David Nicholas. I read that. It's a very good book about an understudy in the theatre. It's very good. Shock of the Thought. Girl on the Train is actually Emily's book, but I really want to read it because it looked really good. There's a film out of it now, and I want to read the book before I see the film. And Foundation by Isaac Asimov. This is what I picked up on Sci-Fi Day on the 2nd of January, and I read it. I read it in the space of a month. I know it's a thin book, so that's not that much of an achievement. These are Folio Society books. I'm going to get them out. Folio Society do amazing bound editions of books, and look at that, how beautiful those books are. I love picking up these. It's such a shame that they're right stuck in the corner. When we finally get a bookshelf in the living room, these ones are definitely going on there. They're just so beautiful. And I've got ones on the Mayans, the Incans and the Aztecs. Got a set on the Byzantine Empire. I've got another Richard Dawkins book. And finally, Jules Verne's Journey to the Centre of the Earth. I have read Journey to the Centre of the Earth actually many years ago, not this version of it. I have read that one, but other than that, those other beautiful books I have never read. Yeah, not doing too well so far, am I? Okay, let's have a look at the loft. Pretty much read all the ones that look like that, and haven't read all the ones that look like that. So I've read that one. Read The Quantum Archangel. That was actually the first Doctor Who novel I ever read. I got it. It was in the Pound Shop, which is a shop in the UK that sells stuff for £1. And my first week at uni, when I had no internet connection, I was the only person in my house I'd moved into. I was going to be the only one there for another week, and uni wasn't going to start for another 2 weeks. So I was literally all alone with no internet and nothing to do, and I found this in the Pound Shop. So, and it was the first Doctor Who novel I'd ever read, and ever since then I've been collecting them. Okay, which of these have I actually read? Father Time. I read that one. That was the second Doctor Who novel I ever read after Quantum Archangel. I think I got it at the same time, both from the Poundland. So once I'd read these ones I got from the Poundland, I thought, these Doctor Who books are quite good, I'm going to start collecting them, and I wanted to start collecting the 8th Doctor ones from the point where the TV movie ends, starting with this one, which picks up immediately after the TV movie. It's called The 8 Doctors. Very time hoppy, lots of him meeting other doctors. But that was quite good. So how many of these have I? Right, one. Maybe I haven't read that one. Maybe that's where I got up to. 29. Okay. I think I've actually read all of these ones, because they're all new series books. Again, I think I've read all of these. Some Tortured ones, and a couple of Doctor Who ones. This one is the weirdest Doctor Who novel ever. It was okay, I kind of enjoyed it, but it's very hard to follow. And that Michael Moorcock is a science fiction writer. He's quite renowned for writing quite weird stuff. It's very weird. It almost doesn't feel like a Doctor Who story, this one. 23. Oh, there's audio dramas in here as well, look at that. Myths of Mexico and Peru. This really should be on a bookshelf. I've not read this, but look at the beautiful cover. This should be down with my folio editions, I think. Some old childhood books. The Borrowers. The Borrowers Afield. And Roald Dahl, James and the Giant Peach. I have read all 3 of those. Tacitus, The Annals of Imperial Rome. Read that for Classical Civilization. Stephen King, Wolves of the Calva. It's a Dark Tower novel. Not read it. I haven't read any of the Dark Tower novels. With the TV and film coming out, I feel I should. Oh look, some more folio editions. Rise and Fall of Athens. The Tsars. Another nicely bound one. 4 out of 8 books on that one. Bill Bryson's Short History of Everything I have read. It's very funny and amusing and insightful and knowledgeable book. You will learn a lot from it. Oh, I have loads of graphic novels here. Buffy the Vampire Slayer ones. I think I've read all of those. Another Dan Brown. Angels and Demons, not read. As I've mentioned in videos in the past, I work in radio and we get sent a lot of books by publishers, and consequently I quite often see some that I really want to read and I think, oh, I'll put that aside, either because I just want to read it or because I think they might make a good guest. And some of them obviously I get around to reading, but I also have a load on my desk which I haven't read. So that's my bookshelves of shame. I didn't do too greatly there, did I? Quite shameful. Lots of books I haven't read. I would love to know what you guys have got on your bookshelves that I haven't read. This isn't exactly a tag video, but in the sense that it's not a list of questions. But I'm going to say anybody that wants to make a video showing what they've got on their bookshelves of shame that they haven't read, how many books they've got that they just haven't had the time or the inclination, or keep thinking, I must get around to reading that but never getting around to it. specifically, I want to know what the oldest book. What's the book you've had the longest that you haven't read? Either put it in the comments below or make your own video. And in fact, I am going to tag a couple of people in this, just to see if they fancy doing it. They're both people that I know have mentioned that they do have quite a lot of books on their shelves that they haven't read. So don't feel you need to do it in the exact same format as me. Just, let your creativity run wild and do whatever you want with it. But I would love to see a similar video from my sister, Holly Reader, who is a booktuber. She does a lot of videos about books. She reviews books, but I have a feeling she's got quite a lot on her shelf that she hasn't read as well. And also I will tag Cam from Wolfshop Publishing if he fancies having a go at this as well and showing what's on his bookshelf that he hasn't read. That would be interesting. Thanks a lot for watching. If you fancy catching up on my Festivity 365 challenge, I will put a card above and you can go to the playlist. As I record this video, I'm not sure when it's going to go out, but we're in February now, so I've got at least a whole month's worth of videos there for you to peruse and see me celebrating various different things. And yeah, see you next time, and I'll see you next month if you don't want to watch any of the celebration videos for another, hopefully, non-celebration video. I'll see you then. Bye.